Have you ever wondered what it was like at the very beginning? Picture a moment when the world was new, fresh from the Creator's hands, and humanity was about to take its first breath. This is where our story begins, in a garden of unimaginable beauty called Eden. After creating the heavens and earth, filling the world with plants and animals, God prepared for his masterpiece. Unlike any other creation, humans would be unique. The Bible tells us in Genesis 1:26 that God said, "Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness." This divine declaration marked a turning point in creation's story. From the dust of the ground, God formed the first man, Adam. But this wasn't just sculpting with soil. God breathed his own breath of life into Adam's nostrils, making him a living being with a soul. Adam became the first human to walk the earth, tasked with tending and caring for the paradise of Eden. Eden was unlike anything we know today. Rivers flowed with crystal-clear water, trees bore abundant fruit, and animals lived in perfect harmony. At the garden's center stood two special trees, the tree of life and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. God gave Adam freedom to eat from any tree except one, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Yet something was missing in this paradise. Adam was alone. God declared, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." After bringing all the animals to Adam for naming, it became clear that none was a suitable companion. God had a different plan in mind. God caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep. From his side, God took a rib and formed the first woman, Eve. When Adam awoke and saw Eve, his joy overflowed in the first love poem, "This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh." This moment established the first marriage, a blueprint for all future unions. Adam and Eve lived in perfect harmony with God and nature. They walked with God in the cool of the day, experienced no shame in their nakedness, and enjoyed unlimited access to Eden's abundance. Their only restriction was that one tree, a test of their trust in God's wisdom and authority. But paradise faced a challenge. The serpent, described as the most cunning of creatures, approached Eve with a question that would change everything. Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? This simple question planted seeds of doubt about God's goodness. The serpent twisted God's words, promising Eve that eating the forbidden fruit would make them like God, knowing good and evil. Eve saw that the fruit looked delicious and desirable for gaining wisdom. She took some and ate it, then gave some to Adam, who ate it too. Immediately, their eyes were opened, but not to the wisdom they expected. They realized their nakedness and felt shame for the first time. When they heard God walking in the garden, they hid. Their perfect relationship with God was broken. God confronted them about their disobedience. Instead of taking responsibility, Adam blamed Eve, and Eve blamed the serpent. God pronounced consequences for all involved. The serpent was cursed, Eve would experience pain in childbirth, and Adam would toil to produce food from the ground. God then made clothing from animal skins for Adam and Eve, showing mercy even in judgment. But they could no longer stay in Eden. God placed angels with flaming swords to guard the way to the tree of life. Humanity's first chapter in paradise had ended, but God's story of redemption was just beginning. This foundational story reveals timeless truths about human nature, relationships, and our need for God. It shows how one choice can have far-reaching consequences, yet also demonstrates God's continuing care, even when we fail. The garden may be lost, but the hope of restored relationship with God remains. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing content.